everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on the very popular Volkswagen Polo. Thank you everyone for the support on this build and all of your comments and interest in it. I'm really glad we bought it because it's really appealing to a lot of you and you're really enjoying it. So that's what we want. As you can see, I've now just turned the car around on the jig. It had light frontal impact. I've just rested that red wing back on there, but as you can see, where it has hit that front panel, it has spread both of the wings apart. So the gaps here, the actual bracket on that one is tipped right over, but the end of it here is slightly bent up. So we're going to be giving that a little pull, getting that straight and getting that wing back over where it should be. We have got the new wing for it now. And again, it's the same this side. So that bonnet's not moved, it's all where it should be, and that wing's actually, the end of it has spread apart there. So we need to just give that a little pull and get that back over and lined up. That is the plan for the moment. I will just show you that little, the end of the flitch there, just a reminder, is up in the air, and the little bracket there with the 10mm going through it is slightly leaning over. When we go to the other side, again, the flitch is up, and as you can see, that bracket is bent right over. So we just need to get all of that straightened up and start piecing this car back together. We have got quite a lot of the parts for it now, so we've got plenty to be getting on with. So this side in particular was nowhere near as bad as we thought. Saying that, we knew it wasn't bad anyway, but we've got the clamp out here, which is fantastic because you basically screw this over that, bolt this in, over the top of that little bent bracket and actually pull off of this with the chain, and it doesn't cause or leave any marks or any damage. But Chris was able to just dolly that bracket over, and now, as you can see, there's probably a tiny little bit of, because it's red and that's black, it does look slightly out, but that gap is uniform all the way down there now. And the one down the door there is uniform as well. Again, black on red does not look brilliant on camera, but that was very straightforward and easy to do that side. We're now going to move on to that side. And I think that this side's actually the worst. But I'm just going to pop that bonnet up, cut back in and explain what I meant about that bracket, because there's no point me saying it and not being able to show it. Sorry, I would have got Chris to hold that or lift it up for me, but unfortunately the buzzer went, so he had to run off and grab a parcel. But that little 10mm that you can see in there, we'd unwind that, we'd actually stick that bracket on and then stick a slightly longer bolt through it to hold it, and then get the chain through there and just give that a little pull and bring that back across. So this side, we do think that that is going to need doing. That bracket might slightly be bent, so we'll try and straighten the bracket first. If we do pull that over a little bit and it's still got that huge gap, we'll be going through that hole and just pulling it over a little bit, and then again the same on the end of the flitch. I do hope that makes sense. Guys, we really don't think that we're going to need the dozer for it, so I've just stuck that bracket on there, and Chris is just going to use a slide hammer. I'm going to keep my eye on it and we'll just see if it moves over with a... Yeah, that's enough, I think.
It's a bit more than that.
Go on then. You see how much that moved over with three little, 4, 5 little pulls on that, and that bracket we should be able to leave on and try the bonnet, possibly. We may have to take that bracket off. Sorry, Chris, I'm going to let you do it.
Right, and there's a bit more, yeah?
Really?
Just a little.
So that's basically, I wanted to cut in and give you an idea of what we're doing. We'll continue on with that. just before we move on to the next bit, which is going to be fitting that fiberglass front panel, I thought it'd be a good time. There were so many comments about the dozer and the jig. The clamps, different seal clamps. Someone said last night they hadn't seen them. So these are the two seal clamps. Sorry for those of you that have seen them, but not everybody has, and we got quite a few new subscribers. These will hook onto the seals. We've got a huge bar, solid bar that goes through there, and obviously that goes on the other seal. And then we can basically push off of the end of that on that bar. Chris said, Rob, I'll just get a few more of the clamps out, because people did keep asking. So we've got like the aperture clamps here, you know, for the porta power. You got that great big elbow clamp there that I've seen that used a lot, and you have used that more than anything, Chris. Yeah, back panels for pulling them out, you know, when they're crushed in, and you can just hook that over and pull out a lot of the damage. Obviously the slide hammer, we just had a bit of a demo on that. And this one here, this is like big time when a car has had a whack. Quite a lot of you probably guess what that is straight away, but that's actually your suspension turret. So this goes on the top, and then you do that nut and bolt up with that washer underneath, and that is what you pull them straight with. We've got various other clamps and bits and pieces there. There's one that Chris has modified. He's welded a bolt on that and put a towing eye in it, so that he's got two pulls. He's got a pull there and he's got a pull there. Another one that he's made up with the large washer. If there's a bit of damage and you can't get to it, you drill a hole through it. You got that large washer on the back and he can pull off of that. And you got your aperture clamps here. And I think I went to mention this before and I didn't. I bought a Mini quite a long time ago in 2003, I think, and it was a 51 reg car, very new, and I actually had it at a panel shop, and the bloke could not get the door to fit in the hole. The door had been smacked in, and he just said, I can't do it. I've been on it for 2 days. That's when I brought it over to Chris, and he actually said, well, your door gap's too big, up and down, and he stuck that on it, pulled it down, and he had the door shut in within an hour. So I do hope that you do find that bit interesting. Let's move on and get this front panel fitted. Moving along quite nicely there. I've got the front wing off of eBay. That is an insurance approved one, pattern part, and so is the front bumper. Front bumper was shockingly cheap actually. The headlights, now we started looking for headlights the day we got the car, and I went on eBay and I found one, and it was £58, and I wanted to get the right ones, the same as what is actually in the car originally. And it was £58, and I said to Chris, I don't think they're very cheap. All the others are like, buy it now, 100, 120, right up to 150. And I read into this auction a little bit more. It was lights, and it was a pair of, and I actually won those lights for, was it 58? £60, all in, delivered. So that was very, very cheap. We've got the bumper all fitted on there. It fits really nice round the wing, and again, round the other side as well. So we seem to have got, you would have seen us messing around with this wing. That did have a little bit of damage in it, and we managed to get that straight, pull the bracket down and put it back where it was. And what it was, where it had a little tap, it had knocked that whole wing back and closed the gap up. As soon as we released the nuts on it, it literally went more or less where it should be. So we've got that far with it. There is a little bit of damage on the bonnet, like I mentioned before. You can probably see along this line there, that's obviously meant to be there, but you can see this side is down a lot more than that side, and we did notice that there was a little crease in here somewhere. So we're going to move on now and start messing around with that bonnet. we have got a couple of minutes time lapse in this video, so I didn't want to time lapse us too much messing around with that bonnet. There was a very short piece in the end there, and that didn't actually work out for us. So in the end, we ended up taking it off, getting the big mat out over there, laying it on the floor and actually messing around with it on the floor. We just couldn't do it on the car. It was nigh on impossible. But you will remember there was quite a large dent around here. And as soon as we started messing around, straightening up this edge, that dent actually popped out on its own. But there was a very small crease about here from one side all the way to the other, but not a crease on the actual skin itself. It was on the framework underneath, and it was actually holding the bonnet at that funny angle. So we had to lay it down on the floor and mess around with it, but it was a bit time consuming. A pattern bonnet for it was about £100 and a genuine one was nearly 400 with a VAT. So we really did want to save that bonnet, and it is quite nice. It's got a couple of very minor marks on it that are going to need a bit of body work. But as you can see now, all of the gaps everywhere are perfect. All the way along that grille, we was trying to get that bang on as well. Probably you've noticed, and I did mention it, this is a insurance approved pattern front bumper. Now it fits absolutely fine, it fits perfect. And they are approved by the insurance company for repair shops to use. So they are good quality. And I know a lot of you that have been following this build will say, Rob, I'm sure you said you was going to reuse the other bumper. It only had a dent in it here. And once we took it off, you can probably see there's a bit in there that pushes in and clips in. And there's another one up here behind the grille. Now, that was actually ripped off on one of them, and one of the grille mounts was as well. And it was probably 4 or 5 hours work trying to repair that bumper. And that one was less than £50. So we went down a route of replacing it. It makes so much more of a nicer job. Moving around this side, as you can see, the gaps are all lovely. And since we released those bolts, it opened that gap up perfect. So we're quite happy with how the front end has come out, and we're happy now that that is repaired, bar the little bit of bodywork. For those of you that haven't watched our videos before, or this is your first time on this car, we have got it on the frame machine, and we've already done the repairs on the back quarter panel. So feel free to go back and check that out. Guys, luckily for us, we have managed to win a couple of cars down at Copart today. We've gone a little bit different to what we normally do, and we've bought a couple of cars that we wouldn't, well, we would buy them, but they're certainly out the category of your home DIYer. So it is a limited audience that would be buying them cars down at Copart today. So we have had a bid on them. We've won one, and we're allowed to have it because we won it for the price it was sold, pure sale. The other one is on approval. We're just waiting to hear back. So another very interesting video on the little Volkswagen Polo. I think I've said it in every video. We've really enjoyed doing it, and I've not done a later shape Polo like that. I know it's not the latest shape, but we haven't had one on the channel, so it's been really nice to do it. That bonnet was a little bit tricky, but of course, in the end, we got there with it, and we are 100% happy with it. I can't wait to see it done, actually. So, Copart, we have, I will elaborate a little bit more on, we bought some more harder hit stuff that we know that the group of people that are buying cars on Copart, it's going to rule out quite a lot of them, because it's not something that you could do at home in your garage or on your driveway. You're going to need some, some heavy equipment to do that. But we was very lucky to win a couple of cars down there, and we've still set up now to win a couple of cars. Now, was it an 09 or a 59? Fiat 59 Fiat 500 Lounge, damaged, sold for £1,800. I've just done a fee calculator. Don't know if that'll show up on there. No, it won't. That comes to £2,199 6p. An 09 reg Lounge, damaged. Me and Chris sold the 11 reg one last week for £1,900 with a year's MOT on it, a V5, and ready to go out the door. So the prices are still up there, and we don't know when that's going to end. But we will just continue on bidding every week on these cars and trying to win them. Like I say, we have won one, so I'm going to have to cut this video there because we do need to go down and pick it up. fingers crossed we do win some more, and of course if we do, you'll be updated because they will be on the channel. The one that they have let us have, I'm quite excited about it. It's very, very strange damage, and I can't wait for you all to see it. So I'm not going to say any more about it. If you do enjoy this video, please do give us a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it, and it shows your appreciation. Don't forget, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram for the little sneak peeks at Salvage Rebuilds. And of course, the one thing that I said that I won't forget, and I'll start saying it at the end of every video, and I forgot already, but I'm going to put it in now. Any of the tools or equipment that we use in the video, the links for them will be in the description. Don't forget, please like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you very early next week in the next one.